or they have anti-cancer effects, and that they are also important in reducing cholesterol deposition. They also are important in immune modulation, minimizing the resistance problem and the like. And therefore, for the paper presented under this thematic area, there is a need to conduct further similar studies on other indigenous fermented foods. As you can see, the paper presented under this is based on Wakalim, Ethiopian traditional food, as I already mentioned. So there is a need for further similar studies to be conducted on other indigenous fermented foods. And there is also a need for further in vivo evaluation. The experiment is based on in vitro evaluation, and therefore there is also a need for further in vivo evaluation. And once further similar studies have been conducted on similar other fermented foods, and again once further in vivo evaluations are conducted, maybe it also calls a need for popularizing or commercializing of such traditional foods. And therefore, there is a need for interdisciplinary collaboration, like for example, there is a need for interdisciplinary further work among microbiologists and people from nutrition areas and people working in health science areas. Then the next was about biocontrol and biofertilizers. Under this thematic area, we have two papers presented by two people. Actually, one paper was presented by our staff member, Dr. Riba, and the other one presented by Mr. Debele. Regarding the biocontrol, an in vitro finding of potential antifungal bioagents, which is known as plant growth promoting rhizobacteria against fungal coffee wilt disease was conducted. And this is an alternative to using agrochemicals in combating fungal coffee diseases. And these agrochemicals, as you may be aware, are environmentally unfriendly, and therefore that necessitates for looking for environmentally friendly biocontrol agents. And another one is using the same organisms, PGPR, or plant growth promoting rhizobacteria of other strains. It is also possible to enhance the growth and the yield of TAFE, and this is another paper presented under this area. Now, regarding the first paper, using PGPR as a biocontrol agent against fungal coffee wilt disease, the experiment is simply an in vitro experiment, and therefore there is a need for in vivo experiment. There is a need for experiment in greenhouse and a need for experiment in the field, and therefore that also calls for the need for collaborative pilot and field trial, and this may involve different disciplines like agriculture and regions like Oromia region. And then the third point, or the third thematic area we addressed was about drug resistance in malaria parasite. And this was actually, here we have a paper presented by our staff, Mrs. Sergey. And here, the study indicated the appearance of chloroquine-resistant Plasmodium vivax, which is about 3.6% in Salvatore. Salvatore is said to be peak endemic or Plasmodium vivax endemic area. And the investigation of the study indicated the appearance of chloroquine-resistant Plasmodium vivax. And therefore, this is an alarm for monitoring activity regarding the issue. And there is also a need for conducting similar studies in other parts of the country. And therefore, here also is a need for a multidisciplinary approach. And people from different areas like University of Health, and even in our university, people from health science, biology, etc. collaborate to conduct similar survey in other parts of the country. And then the third point, which was addressed, or which was identified as a thematic area was about nanotechnology. Nanotechnology was introduced as a new science with wider potential applications that have been imagined to have wider application in medicine, in biotechnology, in biosensors, nanoelectronics, nanofabrication, catalysis, and the like. There are two approaches in using or in applying nanotechnology, top-bottom or bottom-up approach. There is an argument regarding which approach is to be the best, but